Hey YouTube, this is React City. I'm John.
I'm Rose.
I'm Nikki.
And this is React Cast. So we are back for episode 9. I just said a number. It's really nice to be back. I really enjoyed doing this with you guys.
Yeah, these are so much fun. I just want to say, I think since we started this cast, this is the first time you actually said the intro perfectly.
Darn it.
Well, yeah, we don't know if the number's right, but
there's that.
I'll just write 9 even if we don't have 8. But I'd like to start with a fun fact. We're trying to get a little bit more structured in the way we go through these things. So, fun fact from Paneet Sharma, who left a comment on our last React cast, that's public, React Cast 6. He said the What-if was released on April 1st, which is also Subaru's birthday.
That's so cute.
So the What-if was also... So both he and the What-if was a prank on the world.
Yeah. And he said, aside from the What If, there is X stories and side stories which are canon.
What?
Which, not the What Ifs. He said, aside from What Ifs, there are other stories that are canon and greatly expand the world, but it's mostly written.
I wonder, do you think... Because how popular is ReZero that... Do you think they might, one day do the offshoots as, make another OVA, or... Maybe make mini shows, kind of like he did the What If.
Or an anthology anime that just has all of them.
I think very popular. He made it into Isekai Quartet, which is getting its own movie.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm hoping, because as much as I like reading, I prefer reading nonfiction. So I'd like to watch my anime.
If you have the option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we did get a lot of requests for the What If reaction videos, a lot. And we got it on all the last ReZero video that came out. Then we got some more on the React Cast, which is half the comments on that React Cast for requests for us to watch Echidna's videos.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, Echidna. Oh, that's the sloth,
Greed.
right?
No.
Greed?
It's a YouTuber.
Echidna is greed.
Yeah, but it's a YouTuber named Echidna.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We probably won't still, because we want everybody to be on board with it. But, yeah, it's a possibility. It might happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And this goes on to another question. Why no Spy Family? So we did have you kind of pre-watch that for us.
Yeah.
So I was hoping you could kind of expand on the reasons why for anyone who's curious.
Well, I really like Spy Family, but it is definitely more in my wheelhouse than it is yours. Mm-hmm. Because while it's interesting, I don't think it's interesting enough to have big reactions or even big discussions about. Everything is pretty much straightforward, and there's no theorizing or anything to try and figure out. There's no oh, I wonder what's gonna happen next because this thing happened. There's none of that. It's pretty. It's my version of slice of life.
I was gonna say,
where it's spies living life, doing spy things, living life.
Yeah,
with a family.
Malcolm in the middle.
What? Okay.
Yeah, so, that's pretty much... And I'm sorry if anyone's disappointed, but we have skipped very popular shows before.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you guys did want to see it, but while, yes, we are trying to grow, we do want to watch things that we feel like we can do what we do best with these shows, where not only are we entertained, but we want to be able to have good discussions and have something that we can be kind of proud of,
Yeah.
So if there's something that we're watching that everybody's not in on it, or... we're not all enjoying it and not discussing it and giving it its due credit, well, then we probably shouldn't do it. Which we have skipped shows like that before that were discussion worthy, but I didn't feel like everybody would enjoy it. So that is the criteria.
Yeah, we want to give the best content we can.
And another big piece of news is the one that you actually uncovered, is that HxH is likely returning in late 2022 or early 2023 according to some leaks.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
This is crazy because the HxH we're watching currently is from 2011.
Yeah.
So there's this huge gap of time. It's okay, next season. Suddenly returning.
10 years.
Yeah.
We have a lot of episodes to finish before... we can start that new one. So we haven't plotted it out, but do you think we will be able to, I don't know, catch the new season when it comes out? Because I don't know, it's a lot left.
I think we discussed this in passing when I heard that it was coming back, was as soon as it's confirmed, we're we have to start doubling up if we're gonna catch it.
Okay.
Yeah, because right now it's a very, very strong rumor.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's some people who are saying that it's in production, but it's anime goes through very weird phases. Unlike where if a Marvel's working on something, it's like we're working on this now because they're all about marketing it, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas the production world for animes is I get the feeling, I don't know, I get the feeling it's a bit more unsure for some projects, and so there's sometimes things that will start production that don't end anytime soon, and then there's something to start production and 5 months it'll be here.
Yeah.
You know? So there's priorities.
Yeah. So I guess they kind of want to be careful about promising something they can't deliver. Kind of like Attack on Titan.
Yeah. And another big piece of news is similar to Attack on Titan. According to DevDiscode, I actually should have brought this up before I said that. My segue is ruined.
No.
Yeah, I wanted to go to the website so you guys could see.
Okay.
Yeah, so as you know, WIT Studio was the one who started Attack on Titan and with their gorgeous art style, but then they eventually had to drop it and they decided to do Vinland Saga. And MAPPA took over for them in Attack on Titan. Well, same thing's happening again, where WIT Studio is going to have to drop Vinland Saga and MAPPA's picking it up for them.
Why? What is WIT Studio doing that is so priority over these shows?
Spy Family.
Wait, is WIT Studio really doing Spy Family?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
They must have really high hopes for this show.
I don't know.
I mean, both Attack on Titan, both Vinland Saga, and Spy Family are all A-list shows in terms of popularity. So I imagine it's just kind of cooperation between the studios, maybe. I've heard that there are sometimes studio animators will just go and help each other out. So maybe it's a more fluid approach as opposed to this company's doing this. Like sometimes animators maybe go between.
Yeah.
Because I did see something where one staff was quoted of saying, time goes by really fast. This one year, our team had many problems to solve and we had to face difficult decisions. But fortunately, the team composition is almost the same and we're motivated on this season. So that was in regards to season 2 and Eastern West Studio. But then, less than a year later, we hear that MAPPA's taking it over. And then we got this from a Twitter post by Anime Hype. Vinland Saga Season 2 will be releasing under the production of MAPPA. However, according to another report, the core staff of the first season will still be on a second season.
Okay, so it's like the people that we're working with WIT are going to be in MAPPA, but under a MAPPA name.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's why I said it feels like the anime studio world's been more fluid.
More fluid. Makes sense.
Yeah. That's cool.
It makes me feel a little better.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like WIT is giving up on the show, so to speak. They're more like taking their name off it for whatever reason. I wonder if they regretted taking their name off Attack on Titan because it's such a popular show.
I even though they took it off, like the best seasons were still theirs. Like even now that we're closer to the end, I went back and watched the Levi versus Kenny scene. Oh my gosh, the animation is so good. It's so good, and I'm like, oh, that's what we're missing here.
No.
I mean, the animation for the most recent season for Attack on Titan is still good. It's just not WIT Studio good.
And I wonder, I guess in that particular case with Attack on Titan, we probably weren't having the same animators, most likely. So I wonder if we probably won't feel, I'm hoping, the difference seeing that we're having the same animators from season 1 and season 2 for Vinland Saga. The only thing that might impact that is if the art direction, because that has a lot more say than people realize. Like the art director makes a lot of the shots. Like it depends on the art director. Like some of them will be loose with their team, like what do you think kind of thing, and then some of them will be really like, no, this is what I want. So if the art directors are the same, we might see similar things, but if not, then we might see a difference.
Okay, so it's basically the principal who determines whether
the principal, yeah. How much freedom do the animators get?
Animators.
I just want to add, I should have said this at the beginning, this article that I read was courtesy of devdiscourse.com. So thank you. And according to the same article, I just was looking at the fact that MAPPA is currently working on Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Dance Dance Dancer, Chainsaw Man, and Hell's Paradise, all at the same time.
This studio is always so busy. Why? And they keep giving them more work. And they keep taking it. Like, what?
I think it's a case of, it's harvest season, you harvest all you can.
Yeah.
If you get a good reputation to do good work, you just do it.
Do it, yeah. I hope they have, like quadruple the amount of animators at least to be working on so many things.
Probably not.
Did MAPPA work on Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1?
I don't know. Yes, it was by MAPPA.
Cool.
Okay.
Jujutsu Kaisen was confirmed for a second season won't arrive till 2023.
Oh,
2023.
Cool.
So many things are coming, like, end of 2022, beginning of 2023 right now.
Yeah.
We're like shaking in our boots, like, what are we going to do?
Right now we're in a lull.
Everything is coming at once.
Yeah.
That's what always happens. There's like this lull of anime. It's like there's nothing good on, and then everything comes at once. It's hilarious.
I'm just waiting for Kenobi, because Kenobi's only going to be 6 episodes, but for those 6 episodes, it should be pretty intense.
Cool.
I said it before that I was disappointed with the Book of Boba Fett overall, but the 2 best episodes were the Mandalorian episodes.
Yeah.
And I feel like that speaks a lot to how they handled Boba Fett. I do agree with the sentiment that it seemed like they were trying to take a villain and make him a good guy, because I don't want to say... Yeah, it's kind of like Disney. You don't push a villain kind of feeling. But Boba was liked because he was a cool bad guy.
Yeah.
And he didn't need to be a bloodthirsty murderer, but having kind of like Cad Bane, the way he was acting, would have been cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Cad Bane was like the actual cool villain in the show, and they killed him off like immediately.
Don't worry, he limped away.
The body was missing.
So people are worried about, not that they'll do something weird to Kenobi's character, because Owen McGregor is a huge Star Wars fan, and he's a guy who played Obi-Wan, everyone loves him. So I feel like it's going to be hard to mess that up. But whereas,
I mean, they find a way.
Well, for Boba Fett, there was nothing really. Well, there was something to work with, but he wasn't like everyone's fan favorite that they wanted to come back. It was kind of like when they saw the show Book of Boba Fett coming back. Whoa, pleasant surprise! Hope they do it well. Whereas Kenobi is like. Kenobi is a certain character who we have the before, we have the during, and we have the after in canon still of how he was.
Yes.
Whereas Boba Fett, we had the before, we had just the
end.
We had the ending.
The middle-ish.
Kind of.
The middle-ish. His turning point. We have his turning point in the Sarlacc pit on screen in canon.
But in canon, everything else wasn't canon. So we didn't. So they could have done anything with it.
Yeah.
I did have that question. What did you guys think of the choice to have 2 Mandalorian episodes in the middle of Boba Fett? Not just 2 episodes. 2 essential episodes that if we go into Mandalorian next season, you would
you'd
not
be
know
lost.
what's happening.
Yeah.
This is true. What if it's like blackmail on the viewers? Like, you can't know what happens next unless you watch Boba Fett. Like, what if that was your goal? Like, in order to further Boba Fett, maybe 2 birds with 1 stone kind of thing, they kind of grow the audience with Boba Fett. They're like, okay, let me watch the show just so I can see these episodes. Or they also kind of grew Mandalorian at the same time to aid Boba Fett, but also to kind of draw an audience to the show. I don't know, I guess that's both the same thing. It is all just one thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it could be blackmail. You gotta watch the show.
For Book of Boba Fett, I think it was a terrible choice. I mean, for the Star Wars fans in general, it's like, we want to know what happens for the second season or the third season of Mandalorian. Are we on second or third?
I think third. Third would be coming up now.
Coming up third.
Okay, so for the third season, the Mandalorian fans are like, yay, I understand what's going on. But for the Book of Boba Fett, I feel like it really suffered, because if you think about where we were right before those 2 episodes came in, we were like, we're gonna go to war, and then we're at Mandalorian, just doing things.
Yeah, kind of broke the momentum.
Yeah.
One thing that comes to mind when I think of Book of Boba Fett, I don't want to go off on a rant, but the name of the whole season, Book of Boba Fett, just lent this grandeur in my mind, and like, oh, Book of Boba Fett, we're gonna get some deep analysis, and they tried that a little bit, but it wasn't the deep growth wasn't like satisfying. Yeah. So it felt like a letdown in that sense, and then. To kind of say, maybe put some candy in there for you. It was like, here's some Mandalorian. Yeah, it's a couple episodes. But then it made it worse because you're not strengthening Boba Fett.
Mm-hmm.
You're just adding a side character to make us like the show more, which it's not helping him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wish they had done more development of him. Like maybe he goes off, like he gets kidnapped or something, and he has to come back and finish the battle. I don't know.
I wish we had seen more like struggle for Boba Fett between who he used to be and who he wants to be now, because it's like like he came out as Starlight Pet and he's just totally different. He's just totally ready to be the good guy.
Yeah.
He was like saving the other Gungan before he left.
Oh yeah.
When he got kidnapped by the what are the Raiders? Tusken Raiders. And just everything about him was different from the ruthless bounty hunter he claimed he was.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if we had seen a bit of the ruthless bounty hunter side of him, it would have made the transformation, the new character that he has become, a little bit, well, maybe not easier to take, but maybe more understandable if we see how ruthless he was.
It would also have made it deeper.
Yeah.
It wasn't
connected
deep
to him
enough. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which 2 episodes of maybe actually having him have that ruthless side of being brutal and then seeing the result of his work would have added to some character development.
Yeah.
But.
Or even if maybe, because remember he like shot up the other raiders on like a drive-by after he got his ship back. Maybe if he
Easy.
Because the Nick2 the Nick2 Raiders, if he had seen like maybe because they weren't involved at all, they were framed.
Yeah.
If he had seen that his brutalness caused something terrible for their families, because the Nick2 Raiders are just they have families, they're people and stuff. Maybe that would have been better to see the turnaround. He'd be like, "Oh, I'm too brutal."
Mm-hmm.
A lot of directions they could have gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they wanted to enter that state. But I do feel like, just, I've said before, say it again, The Mandalorian is Boba Fett. I truly feel like they were trying to make something about Boba Fett originally with The Mandalorian, but they couldn't bring the character back. And so they did some other character. Because that character, Mandalorian, is exactly how I think most people thought Boba Fett was in his bounty hunter days.
Yeah.
Oh.
No proof for that whatsoever. I think that's what
because I remember like the first few episodes that came out of Mandalorian, people were like, "Is this Boba Fett?"
Yeah.
Because he's the quiet guy who's just menacing and he's just really good at his job.
That would have been so amazing. Like thinking about that as an outsider to the story, like. If it turned out that we watch all the 2 seasons of Mandalorian and then we see Boba Fett and then we flash back to when he was Mandalorian. That would have been amazing, like, reveal.
That would have been pretty interesting.
But another Marvel thing that's not Boba Fett, Doctor Strange movie just came out.
Ah, yeah.
As in, like, within, I think today, actually.
Yes.
And I wanted us to go see it so we could have a discussion, but we never saw the Spider-Man movie, which was a big oversight on my part. I should have brought that up.
Yeah.
But I think that was before we started doing the whole movie thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Spider-Man movie, I think, leads directly into what occurs in the Doctor Strange movie. So I do want to watch Doctor Strange movie because it connects. We did the What-If series, What If Marvel, and it really does tie in with that. So it makes sense for us to see it. But we never saw a Spider-Man movie, so I was hoping that we could try to find a way to see Spider-Man, and then relatively soon after, see Doctor Strange.
Well, we can look into that. We could probably like do a home viewing for Spider-Man, because I don't think it's in theaters anymore, is it?
Maybe.
No Way Home. I don't know.
It came out December last year.
Yeah, it's probably not.
Definitely.
Although I heard an AMC theater I forgot where, had like 70 viewings of Doctor Strange in one day. 70.
So that's just like all of the theaters.
All of the theaters is just Doctor Strange.
Let's get rid of all these other movies that we promised stuff. All of it Doctor Strange. We're gonna revive our whole company with this.
Just the show. We put it all in.
Incredible.
It's so weird that we're in a year where there's a continuous storyline for one movie franchise that spans 13 movies or something now.
Oh my gosh, crazy.
Yeah. Oh, way more than 13 movies by now, I think.
This is like the coming alive of comics. Like they're literally come to life. Because comics, that's basically what it is. It's a long series that goes on for decades. I don't think they're going to end this Avengers story. Like, I guess the Avengers themselves may end, but the story with these characters will pass on and will just keep going.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
I'm not sure how I feel about it, though, because on one hand, for somebody who has seen all of the other movies and majority of the series that came out, it's really interesting to keep your story going. But for somebody who like misses one movie or one series, you're like, what the heck is going on? What happened to Wanda? Why is the world different?
Yeah.
What's Doctor Strange doing now?
Yeah,
and all that.
But they know that, and they also are banking on that.
They're rubbing their hands together.
Because look at us. If we didn't care to do the reaction for the channel, we would just watch Doctor Strange movie. Maybe read some wikis, see what happened in the other one. You'd have to watch it.
You gotta watch No Way Home.
If we now that we have the channel and I know that people actually watch the movies now, definitely.
Yeah, but I'm feeling like we wouldn't feel as much pressure to actually see
all of them.
All of them. Yeah, we'd be like, yeah, we watch it when we watch it. But I feel like a lot more people are gonna be like, it's kind of like how it is with Star Wars, where no, you gotta watch all of them and in this order. You know, people are gonna be like that with the Avengers movies in the future, and I think that's what they want. They want to build a legacy of shows that can pass on to the next generation, and you won't know what's happening here unless you go back and watch episode 2.
I thought our thing was going to die, and so I completely misunderstood what you said, so I do have an answer for you.
Okay.
But could you restart that real quick?
Sure.
Yeah, so I do think big movies I would have wanted to see in the theaters, like I did kind of get an itch of wanting to see the Spider-Man movie, but then it kind of just came and went. I was like, huh, whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't even remember about it.
It came out December 21st.
Wow.
So that was like in peak busy season.
Yeah. But we still went to watch Jujutsu at that time.
In January.
In January, right.
So by the time I hit January, I'm just like, when a movie comes out, to me at least, I feel like it's only in theaters for 2 weeks, even if that's not true.
Yeah.
I just get the feeling of it's the time window to see that movie.
Yeah.
And once it passes, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did kind of fall off the wagon of seeing Marvel movies after the end of Endgame 2. I kind of stopped caring as much.
Same.
I don't think I would have kept up at all if it weren't for the channel. Like WandaVision, we watched that on our own time.
Yeah.
Whereas that was probably pretty good to react to. I think we watched the What-ifs on the channel because it was kind of anime centric, and we hadn't really done a whole lot other than Falcon and Winter Soldier. We hadn't done a whole lot of Marvel on the channel before.
Yeah. Or live action. So it's kind of like a breach into that void, I guess.
I think we also did Hawkeye by ourselves.
Yeah, we watched that.
I hardly watched it. I just kind of glanced up as it was.
It was just like Hawkeye and unnecessary.
Wow. I thought some people really liked that show.
I mean, but it wasn't connected to the actual storyline at all.
Oh, okay.
It was like it beefs up the whole universe, but it's like
his own thing.
If you don't see it, you're not gonna die.
I guess that was why it was just a movie and not a series.
What?
It was a series?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't remember that. Wow.
I guess it was.
So wait a minute. What was the other one? Oh, Black Widow's a movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We didn't see
that one either.
No.
Yeah, quite a bit actually. Huh.
Yeah, we really fell off after Endgame.
Yeah, Endgame. We were like, oh, okay.
It's like, okay, it says end. We made it. We're good.
I wonder how many other people that like felt that.
I think a lot of people, because I remember leading up to Endgame 2, people were planning on that being the last movie for themselves. I remember talking to some people about that, how they knew that Disney had this whole phase system, and I think it was phase 3 where we saw Endgame.
I thought it was phase 4.
Probably
the end
4.
Of phase 4.
But when at the end of that phase, it was like, okay, so that was the big plan, the 10-year plan for Marvel. And then they said, okay, so now here's the next phase, and it's like 6, 7, 8, 9. It's like,
out of how many?
Yeah.
I think I need to go to bed.
Yeah, and even it's like it's an extended exhaustion.
Yeah.
Where even though you don't have to see it every other week, this comes out months after each other, It's still, you get this feeling of, do I want to get invested into a thing where I can't wait to see the next one again, you know?
Yeah.
Which is why their flagship currently is Doctor Strange and Spider-Man. Because Spider-Man was popular before Disney.
Yeah. And Doctor Strange was such an interesting character when they introduced him. Yeah.
He was very strange.
Very strange.
And the actor's British.
And the actor's British. I just heard what she said. He's doing very well with that Western accent, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say. Amazing. Both of them.
Both of them.
Yeah, they're both British. Yeah, that's true.
And I had another question about live action. So, I was just looking at the anime news site, and it said that the live action show Kingdom, live action version of the movie of the anime Kingdom, is getting a sequel. I may wonder about all live action shows, like Full Metal Alchemist has a live action show, Jujutsu Kaisen has a live action show, Western remakes, like we're talking about Disney doing all these live action remakes. Why do you think there's this push to do live action for your shows that are already well established and popular in their own genres? Like, I'm not saying that necessarily it's not important to break through to the live action crowd, but what I'm saying is some of these animes have their own movies as animes. Like, Jujutsu Kaisen got a movie, and then some people want to make a live action version of that movie. So why is there this almost need to make a live action version of a popular show?
I think it comes from people wanting it to feel as real as possible. But the reason why some of these like animes or animated movies feel as real as they do is because they're animated. They're doing things in their own kind of world. Like, we're watching a window to their world where all of this is possible and it doesn't look weird. But when you bring it into live action, and then you have everybody looking like cosplayers, it just doesn't sit well. Yeah, like the Cowboy Bebop live action series that came in. I was just looking at the cover art, and it's like, this looks like a cosplay.
Well, my opinion is my same opinion always. It's a grab for money.
It is.
It really is. Just one live action came out, and it did well. Like, you could do that. And everybody started doing it because they were like, well, if they're gonna pay money for it, especially it's capitalizing on nostalgia. Is what
like
I
with
think.
the Lion King and
like they're especially taking older shows like Full Metal Alchemist is a super popular with a certain generation, you know, because when it came out, and so they're like, that generation is gonna come pay money. They have money now. They're making money. Let's take some of their money, you know. So that's what I think.
I also wonder if it's maybe like a creative practice type thing, like they're practicing for like CG and all that stuff to like enhance their CGI skills for a big screen type thing.
So they're like practicing on these older shows
to like blend CG better with all this other stuff,
practicing
like anime and realistic lions too, I guess
kind of practicing on something that will most likely make money before they do something brand new. That's a good point.
I wonder what's more expensive. Is making anime movie more expensive than a live action movie? Because I understand actors have a massive pay cut these days, but animation is historically very taxing, very draining. So I'm just wondering, like, is it worth it? I wonder if I can do a quick Google on that.
That's an interesting question, because like there are different things to factor in, because you might think like for animation you don't have to like reshoot a scene constantly, right? You just have to like maybe redraw that one part,
or have the voice actor go over that line again,
and that voice actor doesn't have to wear expensive wardrobe. For example, like Black Panther's outfit, you know, his outfit was so heavy that guy was talking about. So it's like there's a lot of costs that are not there. And then you talk about the actors. Like, actors get a premium, specific actors. So, you pay a premium to have specific actors versus, like, you draw that actor, you know, you maybe pay, I don't know if you have to pay them
like, premium for their likeness.
Premium for their likeness.
Not yet.
I know. Oh, no. But, yeah, so I feel like there's some costs that are definitely in live action that won't be in the animation. So I'm leaning towards live action being more expensive. But maybe the payoff of like the people who come out just for the nostalgia is enough to make people say, let's do it. What do you find anything?
Yeah, just a core answer. So I'm not entirely sure how legitimate this person is, but I'm going to say it anyway. Because this person claims to be a writer-director and no one lies on the internet. But basically, it's a very detailed answer. They say that essentially it's a mixed bag and it depends on a lot of things, like if the live action is pure live action or if the live action mixed with CG. Is it a lot of CG? Is it a short film, feature film, 2D, 3D? And animation can be more intensive and takes more time depending on the length. But he's saying essentially there's no clear answer, is that they're both very expensive, but some more than others depending on what they're going for.
Okay.
So I guess the price tag then most likely wouldn't be a factor in decision making of which one you'd go with. It might be the reputation you draw or the money you get at the end.
Yeah.
It sounds like opportunity cost.
Yes. Yeah.
Like they all make money. It's just whether or not whether or not you're willing to spend a $30 million to make a 90. You know? Yeah. So World Trigger has a stage play.
Oh no! World Trigger. No.
Look at that.
Oh wow, that's a person right there. That's a whole person.
Yeah, no. I think I remember him.
I don't.
I think it was the leader that they all looked up to.
I know her. I know this guy. This guy is one of the from our border. You don't know what we're talking about, but there's a show called World Trigger that I really love.
Well, you do love it.
I do love it.
Okay.
Tell us about it.
Well, if you're gonna watch it, the first season is a doozy, because when you say that this anime goes slow in the beginning, I mean literally. Like they just sit on the the characters in their scene. They finish talking, and they're just staring at them.
I remember that.
And then they continue, and it's incredible. There's this one. Whoa! And during a fight, there's this one scene where they're going the thing, and it goes for like a full 2 to 3 minutes. But other than that, the actual story of the anime is super fun. So there's this thing called neighbors that ended up attacking the world, or just Japan. I'm not sure. The portal opens up neighbors, or what they consider dimensional neighbors. So they call them neighbors. Come through and they start attacking the city and the country, and they have to figure out how to defend themselves, basically. So they start what's called border patrol. So they're patrolling the border of their dimension.
Cool.
But yeah, they obviously, as always, they have to recruit middle schoolers.
Oh yes, because they're the only ones strong enough.
Oh, they're the only. There's maybe 5 adults. There's more than that, but it's very few adults in these missions. Everybody else is middle schoolers, high schoolers,
of course.
But yeah,
otherwise it wouldn't be a shonen.
It wouldn't be. But I really love the show. If the beginning didn't drag as much, and if there wasn't as much filler towards the end of the first season, I think I would totally make you watch it, because there's 75 episodes in the first season, because it was before seasons.
Oh, okay, like Hunter.
Yeah, but I don't know if you could trudge through it on your own. The reason why it was so fun for us is because we were watching it together, so we were heckling the anime while we were watching it. It was really fun.
It wasn't bad. It's just corny.
It was corny. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I watched those.
How many episodes in these seasons?
The first season, I think, was...
You said that was 75?
75. Second season was 12, I think. Oh. And the third season was also 12. That, or they just had a season 2 that was double long.
I ask because I wonder if it was going to be trying to be like Naruto and One Piece kind of thing, just go on forever.
I don't know, but you would have loved season 2 because it's all tournament arc.
I think I saw season 2 with you.
No, you didn't see season 2. We had tournament arc in the first season too.
Oh, there was another
in the
tournament
first
arc.
season as well. But in season 2, it continues that tournament arc because we weren't finished.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I remember we had to stop for some reason in the tournament. And then there was this weird vampire arc.
Yeah, this is a alien vampires. Alien android vampires.
Yeah, there was another neighbor. I don't want to get it.
It's
but
fine.
I do want to make mention. There was one of the most. It was one of the shows where I saw one of the most OP abilities in any show I ever seen. Basically, someone. You know how like Saiyans get beaten, they get stronger every time.
Mm-hmm.
Someone got that, but for their brain. And Kuma is like exceptionally dangerous because he's not from Earth. He's from another neighborhood.
He is from the neighbor place.
Okay, so he turned out to be on their side for some reason. Don't
Well, he's a child soldier essentially.
Okay,
But he's amazing. And there's this one guy he went up against, and he has. Everyone kind of has. You know how everyone has like nin abilities, bonuses. Imagine like that. But some people have these gifts where they have this special thing. One of these people had this gift where if he did anything, no matter what it was, if he went to sleep, he would learn like exponentially faster about how to solve an issue.
Yeah.
So like if he starts like learning a language and he goes to sleep, he'll probably wake up mastered whatever he saw, something like that.
Yeah.
So what he would do is he stipulated when he went against him is like, okay, so there's 12 matches, right? So my stipulation to do this is we have 6 matches, then I get to take a nap. And then we have the next 6 matches. And then, like, he got dusted the first 6, and then it was almost 50-50 the next 6. So, just from that growth, just that guy is one of the most dangerous people in the show, and they undersell it all the time.
Yeah.
He's awesome, love it.
But they do have interesting characters like that, because there's this other character who he has super hearing, but everybody is always like, oh, all he can do is hear really well. But this other team noticed that there's like a lot of potential in that because he can hear buildings away.
Yeah.
And he can hear people speak buildings away. So they were like, okay, we can definitely utilize this guy. And there's just other abilities like that. I don't remember anymore, though.
They're all cool.
Mr. Super Learner and Ears.
But I have something else for you to rant about.
Oh, no!
So, you've seen Prince of Tennis, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so season 2 is coming. Why'd you grow? You said you what? Oh, you didn't like it?
I mean, I thought you were going to say it was live action, too.
Oh, no.
I was very worried.
Can you imagine live action tennis?
I mean, with this kind of tennis, it was...
Yeah, I know. You've talked about it.
I mean, people are straight up losing their sense of breathing in this anime.
Well, this is the World Cup.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Is this a show you would recommend to react to, or if not, is this just a show you'd recommend to watch on your own time?
Both, but the reason why I would say we can react to it is because of how absolutely ridiculous these people's abilities get. Because, like I mentioned before, like one person, for some reason, inexplicably, makes you slowly start losing your senses, your ability to see, your ability to hear, your ability to like feel movements that you're doing. And it's like, how did we get here? We got here. It started like a regular sports anime. This kid who's just really good at tennis on a team with people who are really good at tennis, and you know they all have their like little quirks thing. These people are super synchronized with
right, kind of
doubles.
like IQ.
And eventually we get to literally cracking the ground when we swing our bracket. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, is there discussion? Is it like discussion worthy?
Other than, oh my gosh, what is happening? I'm not sure.
Maybe they started out as like, I'm gonna make a nice chill tennis anime, and then they just like, this is boring. Let's bring in something crazy.
Yeah, because I think the first run of the show was 1,000 episodes. I think.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm sorry, what?
1,000 episodes. I think.
I'm sorry, what?
1,000. I think.
Wait, what do you mean? Like the first? There are 1,000 episodes.
For the first run, yes, and then there's like specials and some season. That might all be together. Actually, I'm not sure, but there was like a season 2 when they go to like a training camp for. You know how they have like those sports academies for like super specialized, like you're gonna be in the Olympics type of people. They finally let in high schoolers, so they got to go in with that training camp, and of course they were instantly better than everybody else.
Wow. Okay.
They're just like going up against people who have 20 years experience against them, and it's like
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So when did the second run start?
That was part of the second run. Second run started more recently, within 2010s, I think. Yeah, I think so.
Because I do remember looking this anime up, and I remember seeing it looked like really old anime. You know, like the fuzzy, grainy, almost kind of anime?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So I was wondering, like,
Okay.
there's continuity?
Yes.
So you have to watch that if you want to know what's going on?
No, because I jumped in where I told you about where they get invited to the training camp. That's when I first saw this anime.
Okay.
And I was able to kind of pick up stuff. I was like, okay, this is the... Luckily, they still wear their team uniforms for some reason. So we know which group is which group. We're just like, okay, why do you know you? It doesn't really matter. It's like, you know you, that's fine. And you just kind of go from there. But I did start watching, I think I made it to like 200 episodes of the first run.
That was my next question.
Yeah, and it was very interesting. It was a lot of fun. But it was more regular anime. You just like kind of high cues. Like, how on earth do you get that fast? How do you do that quick?
Yeah.
That kind of level, but it's like, you could conceive that somebody is that good if they're playing badminton every day for their whole life. Oh, what it is?
You said badminton. Are we not playing tennis?
Yes. I was trying to figure out. In my head, he totally had a birdie that he was... Okay. My brain actually switched it. Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Prince of Tennis, man.
All right. So I want to go to next. It's just the final questions before we wrap up. So the realist one was saying 13 days ago that some leakers have confirmed that Re:Zero Season 3 is in production.
Wow.
Man, I cannot control myself.
No.
But yeah, you know what's weird is a couple of days ago we got a comment on a video that also was someone who claimed that he was a leaker. And he had some information, but he also confirmed pretty much that there was a season 3 in production. It's like, I don't know if I should believe you, but I kind of want to.
Yeah, because he didn't say anything like go to my channel to figure out more. It's just like, here's this information, goodbye.
Yeah.
Like he like opened his jacket, give you the banned substance and left.
Didn't ask for payment at
No
all.
payment at all.
Yeah, but he also didn't say much.
Yeah.
But he's just like, hey, yeah, I'm an insider. They're working on it. It's going to be done soon. Well, didn't say that. But, yeah, bye. I just left a comment. I just left.
Yeah.
But regardless, that's exciting news.
Yeah.
Because I was very sad when Re:Zero ended. I think we said it last time. Re:Zero was one of the first shows we started this channel with, so it feels like, saying goodbye to a friend.
Yeah.
And another question was, the only question. Ignacio had a question for the Code Geass question panel. I don't know what I just said. He has a question about Code Geass. If you were Cupid, which girl would you ship Lelouch with? 1, Shirley. 2, Callan. 3, Cece. Or 4, another girl. Maybe Millie.
Cece. Yeah. Their goals align enough. And
I feel... Yeah, sorry, finish.
I think that's it. Their goals align enough. She doesn't care that he has a different reason for the goal than she does, and he doesn't care that it's the same for her. There's like an understanding there that I think.
For me, I feel like they their energies kind of match in that they're both
chaotic.
very
chaotic
and more like secretive and strategizing, tactical.
Yeah.
Like Cece is more like, you don't see it on the surface with her, but I think she knows what she's doing. She reveals information when she wants to. Like, and it might seem like, oh, by the way, kind of thing, but I feel like it's like, okay, it's day 28 at 3 p.m. I'm going to tell him. You think she's no. I'm just saying, like, I think she thinks about how she tells him what she tells him.
Yeah.
Even though she's like, I'm with you all the way. She's like, she's not going to just reveal everything to him. Maybe, I don't know if it's protect him, protect herself. I don't know, like when she revealed about Vivi and what she knew about him. I remember when Lelouch found out about Vivi, he was like, so you gave him powers too? And she's like, it's not what you think. And she didn't say anything else. She's like, yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
You know, so...
information you need.
And Lelouch is similar in where, we've talked about this on The Reaction, where he's like... He does not reveal crucial information when it seems like it might help.
Yeah.
You know, like, for example, getting the Black Knights back. So I'm not telling you anything, but you're going to follow me now. Yeah. And I'm like, what?
It's like, where did you go? No.
Exactly.
Half of us died.
Yeah, I just feel like they're both very, I don't know, maybe it's walls, their trust issues. I don't know what it is. And I feel like they will open up to each other.
Yeah.
That's what I feel.
They can make those walls into a beautiful house.
Yes.
I kind of have a weirder view on it where I don't see it as necessarily just compatibility. I see it as they deserve each other.
Yes.
Whereas, like, Shirley wants a romantic relationship with someone who cares about her deeply and can put her first. That ain't happening.
That's
a
not
regular
happening.
relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Kellen, she's in love with Zero for what he represents.
Yeah, she idolizes him.
Her whole life, everybody around her either against the Japanese or has abandoned her in some way. So she wants somebody who's not only stable but has her ideals of like revolution. But that's not quite what Zero's going for.
He has his own motivations.
Yeah.
That he's not willing to share with her.
And in a perfect world, I think he would have ended up marrying Millie. Because if his mother had stayed alive, but that's just not how it went down.
Yeah.
So yeah, he is a cold-hearted bastard who hurts people, like Cece. So they deserve each other.
They do deserve each other. Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, but yeah, so that is the end of it. So guys, thank you guys very much for being here. Guys, if you liked your time, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. Remember, leave a comment of any questions you have for us or any comments or anything that we said, any discussions you want to bring up. Anything like that is good. And we'll see you in the city. Goodbye, guys.
Bye.